and welcome to the third episode of the She Survived podcast. I'm your host, Princess Booker. Guess what, you guys? Something so amazing. I am on location today at the Kingsley Plantation located here in Jacksonville, Florida. So just to tell you guys why I'm here not only to share a piece of history with you, I'm also here to promote my up-and-coming book, Southern Tea. So Southern Tea, a little salt and sugar, that I'm so excited about because this really highlights my personality and it really kicks off, you know, the little quirky part of me because I'm really like a history buff. So it really just gave me a piece of satisfaction. So the book is set and themed based on in the antebellum period in the United States. The main character, her name is Queenie, and she is a young woman at the turn of right at that age where she's not yet what they call a spinster, but right at the age where she's on the cusp of becoming a spinster. But so her family is desperately trying to find her a husband. And so they're sending her off to New Orleans so that she can meet her aunt, the matchmaker, Matilda. So that, you guys, it's really a good book. It's nonfiction. Well, actually, it is fiction. It is fiction, highlighting some key factual pieces of history from New Orleans to Jacksonville. So be sure to be on the lookout for it. It'll be on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and my personal website, which you'll see at the bottom of the page. So walk with me today. I'm actually standing in the middle of one of the actual slave quarters that was on the Kingsley Plantation. And as you can see, I'm standing in the midst of this, and this actual area, it's not big as my bathroom, you know. And you got to think this area housed a full family. It housed a full family. And as you can see, you don't see anywhere for them to cook, I guess because at this particular area it's dilapidated, you know. And I'm so grateful to Kingsley Plantation for allowing me to do this and to highlight this daunting history, but it also shows how much we've overcome as not only as a people in my particular culture, but also as a whole in the United States, especially in the climate that we're in right now, you guys. So this is really surreal for me because I can trace my roots back to slavery, and I've never actually been out here to Kingsley Plantation. I've heard about it. It's been a trip I've always wanted to take. I'm actually marveled by what I'm seeing as far as the engineering and the architecture of the buildings, as well as the preservations of the buildings. Earlier we were at the actual main house, and to see that was a lot to take in. But I don't know, maybe I'll have a photo of what I'm actually looking at right now, but these quarters were built with oyster shells and seashells, and you can tell the mud and the clay that held it together. And you can even look down on the ground and see some of the broken shells. You can see some of the broken shells. I think I'm gonna take some of these home with me. But I'm just really amazed at it because growing up in the South, I was born in 1980, and I experienced a lot of adversities when it came from cultural racism as well as outward racism, you know, and that was in 1980. So I can't even imagine what these people went through during that time, which also prompted me to write the story, the book, Southern Tea, because I wanted to highlight, you know, the women of that era. You know, I wrote it actually to commemorate Women's History Month this year, which was in March. And I just wanted to pay homage to those women and those Black women in high society and the times that they lived through and the things that they had to overcome. And it's nothing short of some of the things that we still, as women, we're still trying to break through those glass ceilings, you know? And so I just wanted to highlight that and just show a different perspective, because most times in history, we always hear from the masculine aspect of history. And but you rarely hear about those silent warriors. Those silent warriors, and most of them were women. And some of those lines blurred because women of all races had to, at one time or another, come together and stick together, and to keep traditions alive, to keep families alive, to keep homes intact, you know. And how was that done? It was done in the South, on the porch, having a cup of tea. I don't know how to feel. I do not know how to feel. I'm walking into another actual home. This was someone's home. Not just, don't want to just call it a slave quarter. It was someone's home. As you can see, I'm standing next to a potential, it looks like a cooking area, like a chimney would be here, like a, oh, that's a lizard. Like a chimney would be here, and like they spent time around this fire, and I'm quite sure even now it's pretty chilly. I think it's about 47 degrees today, and it's pretty chilly, you know. So I'm pretty sure they had some cold weather here, and I'm just looking around. It looks like I don't know where anyone slept. I'm trying to figure out where did they sleep, you know. Like I feel really grateful. I feel really grateful. I feel blessed. And it kind of recalibrates my brain a little bit right now. I'm feeling recalibrated because some of the things that I complain about in my day-to-day life is really trivial standing in this place. Yeah. Wow. Wow. To know that I'm a descendant, because this is my hometown. You know, this is my hometown. So this is one of the walls that I was telling you about that the slave quarters were built with, and you can see that they have the seashells and the oyster shells, and I know they're oysters because I'm an avid oyster eater. So these are oyster shells, and also too because we're right on the water, and look at that. That's one big oyster shell. And this is how they kept the house. And as you see, there's no roof, as Maya was saying earlier, that they were built with straw. And I can imagine the straw. I'm assuming the straw would be something like this, because this is pretty tough. This is, well, I thought it would be. But one straw, pretty weak. Several straws might hold, depending on how they put it all together. I would love to know that. Thank you again for tuning into my channel, She Survived. Be sure to be on the lookout for my up-and-coming book, Southern Tea. I'm sure you will enjoy it. And thank you.